welcome back to another review of lchessica for General Hospital, June 19, 2025. First thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm late today. But let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. What did y'all think? Okay, so where we gonna start at? Cause Drew ends up offering. No, we ain't gonna start there. We're gonna start with the fact that it was revealed how Michael got custody. Sidwell paid off the judge. I said, now that's one thing I was not expecting to see. But my thing is, why? Is he planning on using that to his advantage? Is he planning on making it seem like somebody else did it? Like, what is he up to? Because, at first he was working with Drew. He is working with Drew anyways. So I was like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think is his reasoning behind why he decided to pay off the judge? And I was like, So that's how. Now I already knew, what was that? I already knew that they were saying that the judge was paid off, but they were saying somebody in Michael's family. No, it was Sidwell. I should have said spoiler alert for the people that didn't watch it yet. But okay, so we're gonna start with where I wrote the names down there. Jordan and Anna. What was they talking about? Basically, they met up because Jordan wanted to talk to Anna about Curtis. She ends up telling Anna that Curtis' marriage is on the rocks and she don't know how to feel about it. And I was like, yeah, you still want him. So they was just talking about that, and she was like, she's not saying that, she wants their marriage to end or anything like that. But when he said that, her heart started beating fast. I was like, see, he shouldn't have. He rushed. He definitely did. But they was talking about that. Anna ends up sharing her experience with the situation and saying basically, don't interfere. Don't interfere because, Portia interfered. And I was like, I don't remember that. Oh, hey, how you doing today? I said, I don't remember. She kind of implied that Portia had interfered with her marriage. And I was like, I kind of remember her showing up or whatever, but I don't remember her interfering in the marriage, y'all. But yeah, that's all they was talking about. But they was interrupted by Lulu. Lulu ends up coming over there to apologize to Anna about how she treated her and talked to her, and she ends up thanking her for helping to bring Charlotte home. That's all they was talking about. Let's see. Let me scratch them out the way. Lulu and Isaiah, they was talking about Lucky, the fact that he's out of town, and she started talking about how she don't really have friends like that, and she was like, it's not her business to tell, because I'm assuming she was talking about the Brooklyn situation, y'all. Hold on. But yeah, she was just talking about that. He said something about since Lucky's out of town, he had to look after her. And I said, I want to find out more about Isaiah. I want to see if he actually legit. Because y'all already know I be questioning everybody. Kai needs to understand that Drew is someone who can't be trusted. I feel like he gonna fall, well, I can't say he gonna fall victim to Drew. He already has. He still feel like he owe him loyalty. I said, how you gonna offer this man an internship in D.C. when you not even in D.C.? You haven't been to D.C. in a while. I said, you gonna offer him an internship and you not even in D.C.? So I was like, do y'all think that he really want him to work, help him help, excuse me, work with him, helping him out, or do y'all think that he gonna eventually use him for some other reason, like possibly to find out information? And I'm still waiting on Kai to be the one to tell that Curtis trying to hire Jacinda, not hire Jacinda, but get Jacinda to say that they had slept together for real. Cause he tried to talk to Trina about it. Hold on. Because of that episode, he tried to talk to Trina about it, but she was like, no, you mistaken, and she didn't want to hear it or whatever. Let's see. Josh and Trina. They was talking about the fact that Drew always gets away with stuff. And they started listing off all the people who, don't like him. And I was like, is they finna get ready to do what they've been talking about the whodunit? They was talking about Curtis, Portia, Carly, Jason, Michael, everybody. And I said, he do got a lot of enemies. And they were saying how Willow the only one that believes anything he got to say. And that's just true that for sure. Hold on. But what I want to know is who snuck up into the baby nursery and turned on the doggone music. And people are saying that they finna get ready to switch Daisy out. That they not gonna, well, they will be kidnapping either way it go, but they gonna actually switch out the babies. And I was like, where they getting babies from? They taking babies and stuff. They taking babies and stuff. I said, wait a minute, where y'all hear that from? But yeah, let me know if y'all heard that too. I was like, they finna switch the baby out. I mean, they could, the way they got up in there and got out, but they left evidence. I don't know if they trying to make it be known or what. But people are saying that Drew was the one who had that happen. I seen somebody say that they think it was Sidwell. And I was like, yeah, Sidwell. How you gonna sit up here? hold on, we weren't supposed to talk about Sitwell yet. But he over here talking about something. He want to read Port Charles of Sonny and all this other stuff. He want to run a legitimate business. I said, you full of baloney. I said, you full of crap. I said, you know, doggone well, you up to something too. You gonna be way worse than Sonny. Way worse. But to finish with Josh and Trina, hold on, let me see. Trina ends up talking to Josh about Kyrie's results and how disappointed she is and how, you know, he was just believing Drew or whatever and just blaming Drew for everything that happened, basically saying that he got Kai's hopes up. And I said, well, she did try to tell him, and he's still using them. And I think on tomorrow's episode, Trina's supposed to be talking to Kai. Well, Kai's supposed to be talking to Trina about the position. I said she's going to be highly upset because she was just talking about how it's a good thing that Kai's not going to be around Drew or whatever. Excuse me. But yeah, let me see. We already said Lulu and Isaiah talk about Lucky. Trina talks to Josh about Kai's results. Kai ends up telling Drew that it was a success, but not enough for him to play football. That's when they got to talking and stuff. And he was like, the documentary is not going to be used. I said, what y'all think on that tape? What do y'all think is on that tape? But yeah, that's when he ends up saying, you know, maybe there is something you can do for me. You could work for me. You could be my intern or something like that. And I was like, you full of crap. I said, how he gonna be your intern? You ain't even in DC. I mean, he did say he was gonna take Willow and the kids to DC. But other than that, you haven't been to DC. You don't even do your job. You too busy over here trying to get revenge and take folks' kids away. Not even raising your own kid. Shoot. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure y'all don't hear that doggone music in the background, but let me see. Let's see. Kai and Drew, like I said, he offered him an internship position, and he just hanging on to all his words, and I was like, he gonna be highly disappointed. And they was talking about how Kai could get hurt, or it's a good thing he's not near him because he could get hurt standing next to Drew because of all his enemies. Talking about Sonny now, his enemies, and I said they got a point though. I said they definitely have a point. Sasha, Jason, Michael. So Jason came in and he was just checking on them. And he welcomed Sasha back home. Michael ends up saying Amelia asked for Willow or whatever. And I said, I want to feel bad. I do kind of feel bad because the kids shouldn't suffer. But at the same time, it's Willow's fault. It's Willow's fault. But yeah, I said I do feel bad or whatever. Michael ends up revealing that he's trying to find somewhere to live because he don't want to go back to the boathouse or whatever because, you know, Willow. He talks to Jason about about his decision to allow Sasha to raise Daisy by herself. And I was like, I'm so conflicted about that because it don't make sense to me. I don't understand. Like, I understand. If she would have said, okay, she want to completely get away from these folks, I would understand. Not just about the Corinthos, but about the Quartermains as well. Because she got to understand, she said they always constantly fighting and stuff like that. And then you touch on Sonny being dangerous or being around dangerous people because he don't do dilly freaking squat. But yeah, I get it. But to be in the same house, you right there. But Michael did say he was trying to find somewhere else to live though. Because Jason or said that why don't he just live there or whatever? And he was like, no, some type of reason why he couldn't live there or whatever. But I still say that Michael, either Sasha gonna realize that she need Michael after all, or he gonna realize it. But either way go, Michael was never fully gonna go with that. He was never fully, in my opinion, I don't think he was gonna fully go with it. Cause if he just did all that to get his kids back, well, it is different because Willow here tripping. I say some crazy stuff on her. She is tripping though. Do y'all think that's her that's sneaking in and out? Or do y'all think it's somebody else? I'm starting to think it's somebody else, y'all. I don't know. But yeah, that's how they was talking about. Sasha ends up taking Daisy and putting her in a little crib or whatever. And by the time she got back, the music was playing. She was like, who turned on the music? That's what she ends up saying. And the way they were showing it seemed like something was finna get ready to happen, y'all. Jason was making sure that Michael was okay with letting Sasha raise the baby alone and not being, you know, on the birth certificate and everything like that. Let's see what else happened. Sonny and Sitwell. So basically, Sonny was talking to Sitwell about what Sonny wanted to know why Sitwell really wanted his peer. I can't understand my handwriting. He wanted to know why he really wanted the peer. He talking about some he wanted to end Sonny's influence in the city or whatever. He a businessman. He wanted to expand his business and all this other stuff. And I said, and they whole scene, I'm like, it kind of seemed like both of them was threatening each other without threatening each other. And Sonny definitely felt threatened because he was like, "Are you threatening my family?" And telling him basically making a big mistake, and he was finna leave. And that's when Silva was like, "No, of course I'm not threatening your family." Then he mentioned his son and how his son, excuse me, I think Sonny mentioned something or asked him if he had anything to do with, what happened to Michael. He's like, no, because I wouldn't want nothing to happen to my Marco. I said, I feel like something finna happen to his Marco. I feel like something about to happen to his Marco. We'll see. But yeah, they was just indirectly threatening each other and stuff. And I said, I'm here for that. It got to be something interesting to go on. I'm ready for them to. It's long overdue. It's about time. It's about doggone time they show who really responsible for putting the heat out on him or whatever, and why he in town for real. Cause don't nobody believe that he in town to run a legitimate business. Come on now. What else? Let's see. Um, Sonny said, well, Marco Lucas, he ends up talking about his mama, how she got in trouble or whatever, and if she turns over information about Sonny, then she won't have to go to jail. That's what they was talking about. Lucas was saying how even though he connected to Sonny, like he don't really care nothing about what he got going on. And he did reveal that they do got information on Sonny. I don't think he didn't say where it was or nothing like that. But I said, Mark, you talking too much. You talking too much. You don't know if he could trust dude, and Lucas don't know if he could trust you. Y'all don't know each other like that to be telling business like that. But I don't know. But it was something. What did Marco say? I think before they showed the Sitwell scene where he paid off the judge for Michael to get full custody, Marco said they was talking about Willow about she didn't get visitation. He was like, it's highly unusual because usually a judge at least give you visitation. That's when they showed Sitwell just sitting there. Then next thing you know, he talking to the judge. He talking about so he about to transfer the money and stuff like that. I said, wait a minute now. Nah, I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting this. I want to know why though. He probably using it to his advantage. Obviously, we'll see. I forgot to say that Sonny rejected Sitwell's offer. He told him he not gonna do it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, he finna get ready to use that to his advantage. Some type of way he finna use it to his advantage. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Isaiah and Jordan. What was they talking about? He brought up Curtis. He brought up Curtis, and I was like, that's because he was talking to Portia yesterday or something. And she got offended by that. She got offended by that, and she said something to him. But yeah, he asked her if she realized that basically what she doing with Sitwell is wrong or realized who he is. She told me, no. She had asked him if she, excuse me, if, Lord have mercy. He had asked her if she changed her mind about Sitwell. No, she hasn't. So I was like, yeah, I don't know who they finna get ready to put these folks. I feel like Isaiah and Portia finna get ready to get together, but we'll see. I already talked about Drew offers Kai internship. Excuse me. Let me see. Marco tells Lucas about his mom, and I wrote down who's in there with Daisy. Michael was talking to Jason about his decision to not be involved in Daisy's life. Um, Jordan said she's not saying she want Curtis back, and that's when Anna gives her advice. Oh, she said she don't feel no sympathy for Portia or whatever. I said, here you go. Here you go, y'all. But yeah, that's all that happened. Nothing too much. Except the highlight, I think, was finding out, one, that Sitwell was the one who helped Michael get custody, and two, somebody snuck up in Daisy's room and turned on some doggone music. But I think those was the only two big things that happened. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have girls today and be safe.